DJ Nubis.
And DJ Neko.
Yeah, her. With you with another trailer reaction. This time we were doing the Three Musketeers for the 100th time.
Yeah,
Neko puts it.
I just was joking with him because he finds the new trailers and I don't know what, like, I come into this very fresh. I don't do any research. I don't want to because I want an honest opinion about what's happening. So
for the record, I don't research this either. Like, that's part of the reason. Like, I was thinking about today that, like, when Godzilla and Kong 2 comes out, like, I'm not even gonna look at anything. Like, as desperate as I want to.
I didn't remember what Godzilla versus Kong. I didn't look at one.
But I mean, I watched people's reactions to it. I watched the trailer, but this time, since I want to be able to review it myself, I have to hold off from jumping the gun. So, and I didn't do it with Mortal Kombat. I should have done that with Mortal Kombat, but I enjoyed them either way. But, like, if we're gonna do reactions, I want to make sure I'm saving myself instead of blowing my load with everybody else's reactions and takes.
Well, what I mean is, he will pick them. He doesn't preview them.
Right.
But I don't even know. I ask, like, what's our next review? Because I do just want to give it my honest opinion. You know, sometimes we were just kind of talking about this with the Blumhouse picture. There is a whole industry where their entire job is to cut and produce trailers to get the most money and get the most people in. So you could have, like, this fantastic trailer and then you go and see the movie and I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head.
For what?
Of a trailer that we saw, like, we were like, we have to see that, and then we went to see it and we're like, yeah. Excuse me.
Part of me wants to say the Clash of Titans remake.
I was getting ready to say that too.
Just because we thought with what the technology we had now that,
and the actors, and
yeah, it was a very strong cast, but it came out like ass. Like, they just CGI'd the fuck out, and then they fucked up the whole
story was wrong, and yeah, like,
it was incredibly bad. But yeah, it happens. Well, Suicide Squad was another one.
That you're right.
Yeah.
Not the Suicide Squad. Well, actually,
the first
Suicide Squad was worse than the
the Suicide Squad was actually pretty.
It was
good.
Actually okay. Birds of Prey was pretty bad too, but it was
I watched
cut
at home. I didn't bother rushing out for that one.
And it was actually, the thing is with Margot Robbie, like, everybody loves her as Harley, and she's a great Harley. However, everything around her is terrible most of the time. So,
well, they had solid actors for Suicide Squad. You had Will Smith and everybody else, but, like, and Deadshot wasn't too bad. But I think what happened is
they tried to do too much in too short a time.
That, plus they were originally, I think that was supposed to be like a rated R film, and then what happened was they got paranoid or something and changed a lot.
And
of
I also
shit.
think, because that came out right around Guardians of the Galaxy, so they were recutting things and reshooting things because they were trying to and Deadpool too.
Yeah,
so they were
that's who they were comparing.
Yeah, they were really trying to get that, like, feeling of Deadpool and Guardians of the Galaxy, and I just don't think it worked for them, honestly.
Right. And which is too bad, because you had, like, a bunch of villains who were going to be anti-heroes, and I thought that was a good concept, but
it worked better in the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
big fucking giant starfish.
I think it was James Gunn who did Peacemaker, which is a really good series. So,
and I think he did the Suicide Squad too.
That's what I was saying. He did that one. And now he's going forward with doing, like, revamping the DC stuff. So we'll see what he does. But,
you know, I have, so with James Gunn, I guess it's his brother or his cousin is Sean Gunn, and he's been in so many, like, as bit roles, like in
Guardians.
Yeah, in Guardians and all. So, like, I love when James Gunn, because I honestly don't think Sean Gunn is even trying to be, like, anything but a character actor.
Yeah, I think he likes,
and he likes just showing up and being funny.
Yeah.
He was in one scene in the Suicide Squad when they were in the prison. He had, like, 3 lines, and that's all. But you know, my heart is Gilmore Girls, and he's the quirky, crazy guy in the small town that everybody loves. But I mean, he's every episode he only has, like, a little short thing, and I think
just comes and goes.
I think that's just. I hope if Sean Gunn ever looks at our this video. He's never going to look at it, but I love everything, every character that he's done. 100%. I do. And so.
But anyway, Three Musketeers. Trey and I were talking about like
Musketeers.
The 90s version with Charlie Sheen, Chris O'Donnell, Oliver Platt. A lot of big names in that. That was a really fun movie. Oliver Platt was so hilarious in that film.
And the thing is, like, the Three Musketeers, I've read it, like, you know, when I was in college, and there's just so many, like if you go on your Roku or whatever your streaming service that you have and you just type in Three Musketeers, there's, you know, the 90s version. There's another one, early 2000s version. There's stuff from like the 50s and 60s. It's just they keep remaking this very much so like Robin Hood, where it's just a classic tale that they keep wanting to remake it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but for us, where we've got in our heart the 90s version of it, we just kind of are like, are we always going to compare it to that?
Maybe, because, you know, when a film does something so well, I mean, I don't object to filmmakers trying their hand at something. Like, the thing that never really makes a lot of sense to me is when, say, like, they recently did probably a year or two ago another version of The Grudge, which made no sense. They had just done it in 2004. So, like, why are you rushing to redo this thing? Well, now they were thinking about redoing Nightmare on Elm Street again.
Did you hear that they're thinking about rebooting Harry Potter after Fantastic Beasts took a dump?
Yeah, stuff just doesn't make any sense. And it's like, there's no rush for this. And I don't know why they would. Now, they haven't really rushed out Three Musketeers. I think the other one came out maybe a decade ago. So they've been kind of spreading it out.
But there's multiple stories about the three, because it's a fairly long book, so there's multiple different, like,
this one's actually called The Three Musketeers, D'Artagnan. It's basically going to be spotlighting him.
Well, D'Artagnan was he was not a musketeer.
Okay, so Chris O'Donnell's character was D'Artagnan. Okay.
So that's what
they're still kind of staying with the same thing.
So
but they just labeled it differently.
So D'Artagnan was trying to be a musketeer, and it's not the French Revolution, but it's one of the French wars. Like, all the musketeers are wiped out except for the Three Musketeers, who are.
I remember.
Okay, I'm just making sure. So D'Artagnan himself wants to be part of that. So if they're doing that again, that's just like the basic Three Musketeers.
It's directed by Martin Berbolon, stars Eva Green and Vincent Cassel, who I do a little from movies like Deceived and Brotherhood of the Wolf.
I love Vincent Cassel. He was
great actor.
He was in Center Stage. He was the choreographer, the director of the school. Which
wasn't he in Black Swan?
Yes. So I that's one thing I love about him, is he just pops up and he does these roles. Maybe it's not like a whole lot.
He has a lot of stuff, but he does spend a lot of time with like French film. Like that's his, because he's French. And he spends a lot of time with those type of films.
So this must be a French film.
French
film.
So the synopsis is: D'Artagnan, a spirited young man, is left for dead after trying to save a young woman from being kidnapped. When he arrives in Paris, he tries by all means to find his attackers. He is unaware that his quest will lead him into the heart of a real war where the future of France is at stake.
So it is the Revelation, okay.
So he'll be...
Which sounds like Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Well, he'll be meeting
the Musketeers,
Porthos, and all those guys. So, yeah.
Let me fix myself.
So here we go. Three Musketeers.
My glasses are still smudgy.
What?
No, I've been to France.
Je suis Charles d'Artagnan.
Still looks like this.
Aussi loin que je me souvienne, j'ai toujours rêvé d'être mousquetaire.
They're making it like darker and more.
D'Artagnan, vous êtes le fils d'Achille?
Oui. Je rêvais comme lui d'enfiler la casaque et de servir mon roi.
Vous rejoindrez les cadets. Et un jour, peut-être, vous serez mousquetaire.
Excusez-moi.
Quoi, c'est tout? Vous voulez donc que je déclare la guerre aux protestants? et à l'Angleterre.
Ce serait intelligent que d'avoir peur.
Votre Éminence,
Il est dit.
Buckingham et la reine vont enfin pouvoir se retrouver.
La reine préfère le déshonneur à la guerre. Elle aura le déshonneur. Et nous aurons la guerre. Le roi n'a pas d'amis. Il n'a que des sujets et des ennemis. Ils sont 7, nous sommes 3.
Il me semble à moi que nous sommes 4.
Tout ce que j'ai fait, que je vais faire, je l'ai fait pour la grandeur de la France.
Ils ne veulent pas de ma paix. Nous verrons s'ils préfèrent ma guerre.
Musketeers. Vous êtes soldats pour mourir. Je vous emmène là où on meurt.
Say rated R.
Part 1 and part 2. Oh shit. So there's gonna nice. So I actually think I might want to see this.
Yeah, it looks good. It has the same vibe that Brotherhood
That's
did.
what I was getting ready to say. It's a very French film.
It'll probably be subtitled, obviously, but they might do like English dub at some point. Who knows?
I remember when you had Brotherhood and you had to get the English dub version.
Well, when it came out, I went to the theaters to see it. It was in French, so it was subtitled, which is fine. But sometimes it's hard to keep track of what's going on the screen and trying to read at the same time, especially if you got words like flash and fast, because they do a lot of speaking. So when the DVD came out in 2001, I wanted to get the DVD because I love the movie, but I'm like, please be English dub, please. Yeah, okay, we're good.
And a lot of some of our favorite like kung fu stuff also is English dubbed as well.
Yeah, some people prefer the subtitles, and I'm fine with that. But
you don't read as fast as I do. Like
right.
I'm a speed reader. I can put away a book in like a day.
Right. So like it just depends. Like if it's gone at a certain pace, I can keep up with it all. But if you've got guys like really chatting it up and you're trying to watch the action plus what's going on with the words, I'm just gonna watch what's going on the screen.
And honestly, like
they could be saying they want to butt fuck each other, and I just don't care.
You're like, yeah, 2 thumbs up.
Right.
I keep the subtitles on even if it's English half the time because I'm fucking deaf.
Some of our English is bad.
Yeah, like I sometimes like
we watch some shit and they're like you think I'm bad with all my pronunciation? Oh my god, some of these guys.
And plus, for like I said, I sometimes I am not hearing it and watching it is so. But for me, I can read like this. I can put away a book this thick in like a day or two, especially if I'm really into it. So I don't mind the subtitles. I can breeze through the subtitles and still see what's going on. But I get what you're saying because sometimes you're trying to concentrate on what's going on, and if there's a lot of action.
Yeah, so when I watched Brotherhood in the theaters, it was a lot of fun. But then, like, I'm thinking to myself, well, I may have missed certain things they were saying, so like I didn't really.
And then you
know
bought the extended director's cut.
Yes, I did. And it came out, and I was like, I'm on that shit.
I think this movie, I was giving it shit because I'm like, really? We're going to remake the Three Musketeers again?
Well, the last one wasn't that great. So, but I was thinking about this. Wasn't Man with the Iron Mask, wasn't that like a loosely translated Three Musketeers movie?
No, it's its own book.
Okay, but didn't it have the Musketeers in it?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, but
that one with Leonardo DiCaprio is great. I love that.
That's its own book. But that is also like what I'm saying is there's multiple Musketeer books.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that's a fun movie too. So at least there's a couple in there that are great. The one that I'm thinking of, just I forget who the no name was that did D'Artagnan, but it was just not very good.
You have to have a good D'Artagnan.
Yep.
I mean, you
Gotcha.
you have to.
See, at least with the War Machine and all them, even if you think it's a bad film, like they had fun with it. But it also had who's the guy that was in Con Air?
Nicolas Cage?
No. The villain. Shit. Very popular guy, Malkovich.
Mm-hmm.
He was in there, and then there was the other one that I can't remember his name either. But either way, they knew they were having fun with it. There was a lot of comedy mixed in. It worked, and so it makes it a very fun movie to watch. It has its serious moments, but then so does Man with the Iron Mask, which was a little bit deeper than that, but that was still a cool story. The last one, I don't know what they did, but just didn't work.
I think sometimes people try to get too cute and creative, and it kind of,
But this looks legit. Like they really put a lot of thought into it. I might have to rewatch it. It's like we have this new lamp, and so it kind of puts a glare on everything. Even though we look good here, it's like
we have like a much softer glow.
But watching trailers, they all look like they're pretty dark, so you have to be kind of doing that.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah,
it was very dark.
I mean, I probably could have blew up the screen more, but we'll be all right. Anywho, thank you for checking out this trailer reaction. We'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves.
Yo sé, big boy.